This is the Iowa Weather Report for Monday, June 24th, 2013. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run. At 1 p.m. this afternoon, we still have a broad trough over the western, about third to half of the country, with a bit of a ridge over Texas into the south and east. With the southwesterly flow still around, that's going to keep some moisture around and some showers and thunderstorms possible. Winds still out of the southwest, temperatures still fairly warm and humid, with highs well into the 80s and low 90s, with some humidity and maybe some peaks of sunshine. Along with that comes some severe weather. And this seems to be a recurring theme of late, a slight risk of severe weather for today and tonight across the entire state of Iowa and the adjacent states up into the Dakotas and eastern Montana. When we take a look at the probabilities, here's the tornado probability, fairly low across the area, but there is at least a slight chance, albeit a 2% chance across Iowa into South Dakota, Nebraska, and a small portion of northeastern and north central Montana. And then the damaging wind outlook is the standard 15% risk and a slight risk in the adjacent states of Iowa and up into the Dakotas and Montana. And then when we take a look at the large hail outlook here, it doesn't really change that much. It's still in the same area from western and west central Illinois through northern Missouri, Iowa, south and western Minnesota through Nebraska, both Dakotas, and into eastern and northern Montana. When we head back to the GFS here on Tuesday, that system will still be close by, and there's still going to be a chance of some showers and thunderstorms, mainly over the northern and eastern counties of the state. The south and west will dry out, still will stay warm there, highs in the 90s, and there's a slight risk of severe weather again on Tuesday for the northeastern two-thirds of the state, mainly north and east of a line from about Sioux City to Des Moines to Burlington, and north and east from there. When we take a look at the probabilities, you can see a 30% area across the northern and northeastern counties of the state, including places like Mason City, Waterloo, Dubuque, Clinton, and Cedar Rapids, where the severe weather could be more enhanced, we'll have to see. Heading back to the GFS on Wednesday, that system will start to be pulling away from the state. We could still see some early morning showers and storms in the northeastern counties. Otherwise, it will start to clear out with highs dropping back into the 80s. That'll be the same here on Thursday as the winds turn from the northwest and we get some drier and cooler air with highs in the 80s, maybe a few upper 70s, depending on the amount of sunshine we do get. And then on Friday, we have a disturbance moving through the Great Lakes that could drop in late Friday night, and that could bring some clouds and a few showers. Otherwise, it'll stay mainly mostly to partly sunny during the day with highs around 80. Saturday, you can see that disturbance swing a few showers around, especially in the eastern counties Saturday morning. Otherwise, it will become partly to mostly sunny with highs still remaining around 80, give or take a few degrees, maybe low to mid 80s. Sunday looks to be fairly good across the state. Highs in the lower to maybe some middle 80s, as some showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two over the plain states down to the southeast and then up the eastern seaboard. And then a week from today, next Monday, we still have a trough over the Great Lakes. We have a 594 ridge heat bubble over the Four Corners reaching up into the Pacific Northwest, and that'll be where the extreme heat is going to be. Around here, we still have a northwesterly flow, and we may see a few showers come down in that flow from the northwest here next Monday, with some showers and thunderstorms across the south and daytime heating and up the eastern seaboard as well. As we move further into the month of July, here's the 5th. We still have a trough, not as pronounced over the Great Lakes, a ridge, not as pronounced over the Four Corners region. So with that will bring maybe some showers around at that time. Could affect the 4th of July celebrations. We'll have to wait and see on that. It's still about 10 days out at this point. Otherwise, it'll be dry from here westward, if this was to be right. At the end of the forecast on July the 9th, we have a ridge, fairly flat ridge across most of the country. The westerlies up near the U.S.-Canadian border and into New England. And if this was to pan out, that would bring maybe a few showers around, but nothing organized at this point, with no frontal system or big frontal system nearby. So we'd have to wait and see if this pans out in future runs. The satellite image from last evening showed a few showers and thunderstorms over the state of Iowa at that time. We also had a complex of thunderstorms over the Nebraska Panhandle into northern and eastern Colorado, and some cloudiness streaming into the Pacific West Coast. The watch warning map from last evening, we still had some flash flood watches across the eastern half of Iowa through the adjacent states of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois, a severe thunderstorm watch in Nebraska, Kansas, and Colorado, and red flag warnings around the Four Corners region. QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Friday evening at 7 o'clock, showing rainfall amounts could be highly varied depending on where people get some thunderstorms, maybe a half an inch, maybe over an inch of rain.